Hey guys, it's Caden. Welcome to another episode of Get Prepped the Podcast, where we talk with voice actors, nonprofit leaders, and business owners that are going to be in the new game, Get Prepped. Today we have an extremely talented voice actor. You might have heard his voice in games such as Storts No, and recently a Fire Emblem dub. He is Richie Tavake. Thanks for coming on, Richie.
Thank you. Thank you, Kaden, for having me. No, it's great to be here, and I'm really looking forward to get prepped as well, and all the things that come with it. I've actually been working on. I've been booking more video games recently. So when this came across my desk, I was ready. I was 100% ready.
That's always great to hear. My first question for you is how did you get involved with voice acting?
So that's a great question. Thank you. So, I come from the theater. Okay, that is my bread and butter. I come straight from stage. That's what I do. That's what I love to do. And what happened was, so at 19, that's when I started theater. Fast forward, skip my whole theater background to about when I was about 24. That's when I was transitioning between jobs at the moment from one job, which was my daily retail job at a Safeway grocery store. And then I sat there because I was out of work for 6 months and I was like, I need to figure out something to do with my life. I really need something like solid that I can commit to. What is it? It doesn't matter what it is, as long as it's not illegal, I'm good. Um, and that's when I settled on voice acting. I settled on voice acting because I had been studying acting at that time for like a good 4 to 5 years, from 19 to 24, from the age of 19 to 24, and then that's when I decided to really commit to being a voice actor. I I grew up watching anime and playing video games. I loved it, and that was the goal. And it always will be. The video game goal is obviously, if I'm here on this podcast, has been met, but but also anime was really one of my things that I really enjoyed, especially during my unemployment time. I'd just sit there and watch anime and play video games just to really unwind from after having to spend 4 to 5 years the same routine of doing a daily daily service job was starting to get stale. So I got involved in voice acting there. I started taking voice classes at Voice One here in San Francisco, where I'm located, and that's how I started my training. From there, I went back to stage as well to um to really refine my skills. I let my teacher know, hey, I want to be a voice actor. I am serious about this. And then she helped me along. And then from there, that's when I started training. Obviously, COVID hit during that time period between then and now, but I never really gave up on it. I kept connecting with people through the internet, meeting new people, making friends, working on projects together, and that the rest is history. Really, that's what brings me here to becoming a voice actor.
Amen to that. That sounds like a very amazing story. My next question for you is what was your favorite role to take on as a voice actor?
Oh, that's a good one. So let's see. My favorite role is probably uh so just recently I got done playing doing a video game where I play the main character. Um it is called uh Cure an Infection. So basically it's a small game, it's a zombie survival game, and I play the main character named Hero. And I really enjoyed playing this character because he wakes up, he's injured, and he's just got put back together. He's got mechanical arms and everything, and he's wondering, "Whoa, what the heck is going on? Who are you?" And so he's living in a new world where where they expect him to step up and deliver and save them from the bad guy who is Dr. Infection. So in Cure an Infection, you play as Hero, who I voice. And I really enjoyed that because it's a main character role for one, and at the same time, there's a lot going on. He's trying to figure out what's going on here. How can I help people? What can I do to make things better? Type of deal. So that would be the role that I've enjoyed the most so far.
And that definitely sounds like an interesting role. I've played a lot of video games that follow that format, mainly the old school video games like Resident Evil and those
Nice.
types of games through emulators.
Mhm.
Uh, that's a really interesting choice. My next question for you is what's a funny or challenging experience that you've had in the recording booth?
Ah, so they tend to happen every now and then, but one of them is I think like about a month ago, I wasn't paying attention and I was like, okay, let's go and audition like I would normally do. And I'm like, okay, cool, I'm ready. I even tested the mic, I just went in and did it. And then I go back and look and I'm not recording. Like my system's off and everything. And I'm like, oh, great, I got to do that again. So that would definitely be one. Another one I'd probably say is when I found out my mic outputs were completely wrong, which is what happened during before this call. And I was like, why can I not hear or why is it when I listen back, I sound like I'm all the way across the room? It's like because my mic output's on the wrong mic. Because I never knew this, but apparently a monitor can function and register as a microphone and pick up things. And so I was like, okay, I gotta fix that. So yeah, those would be some of them. Those would be some of the funny mishaps that have happened in my booth, which I'm currently in now.
Those definitely sound like some funny ones. The next question for you is what's a hobby that people might not know you're involved in?
Ah, so one hobby that people probably don't know that I'm really involved in is working out and things, which I started doing more of because I want to like it's like therapy for me, honestly. I just go to the gym, I zone out completely, and then I get to work on myself and maybe process what's happened over the last few weeks and things. That's one hobby, and definitely that I like to do. The other one I really say people don't know about me, other than working out, I like I like to I like urban exploration. So I like sometimes when I have time available to go around areas of the city of that I'm in or that I can go to and take a look at them. Cause for a lot of people who don't know, like I grew up on video games and one of my favorite games was the Legend of Zelda series. And being able to seek out new horizons and in all these places was really fascinating to me. So when I got older, I was like, "Hey, I could go wherever I want to," and things. So I think one time that's right. I was so bored one time, and it was just as lockdown was starting to ease up and things. I was living in a city like next to me right now, and I remember thinking, I was like, I live by some hills that I see every time I leave my house. What's up there? Like, what's really up there? So I was so bored. It was summer. It was hot. I finally said, you know what? Forget it. Okay, let's go up there and see what happens. I take a walk up there during the middle of the day, and I'm going up the hill, and I'm finding all like this new place. I could see my house from there, but at the same time, it was almost like I was in a completely different area that I'm not used to. At the same I started doing that almost regularly just to kind of get a workout. And then what I also did, which I do not advise anyone to do what I just did, which was I got so curious, I went into a construction site and I just started looking around. And please do not do this. All right, but I went into the buildings, I started looking around and everything, and it really fascinated me. It one, I definitely wasn't bored, but at the same time, it was like, wow, what's going on? And stuff. I've never been able to take a look at things like this stuff. And then as I climbed up the hill or went through one of the currently being built buildings, it was great, and I loved it. I was like, I should try this in other places that I'm at. So yeah, urban exploration, I'd say.
I definitely hadn't have had a similar experience to the construction site. One specifically, I was 18 years old, 16 actually. My family was vacationing in Cape Cod, and there was this area near the beach where I was trying to catch an eel to cook. The
Hmm.
fishing there was amazing, and during that time, I was into quahogging. Quahogs are clams that taste really good. Uh,
Nice.
and I tried for a few days. I didn't have any luck. And then on the last day, when we were about to leave, I had to go into the water to retrieve a trap. and I ended up getting yelled at by a few people. Turns out that area was protected and was being used for a scientific study or something like
Ah,
that. Had so I definitely feel the urge to explore. My last question for you is: if you could take on any role, past or present, who would it be and why?
let's see. So there's two that come to mind. For on camera, it's Taskmaster from the Marvel universe. Because like my favorite characters when it comes to just in general are those anti-hero types that are very they're more interesting to me. Okay, although to be fair, my favorite hero is Captain America, and it always has been and always will be. But one of my other favorite types of heroes are people like Taskmaster, Juggernaut, um, like two big favorites of mine. And there's a few others that don't come to mind at the moment. But uh Winter Soldier and stuff. Basically, a lot of people who would be members of the Thunderbolts. Uh, so Taskmaster would be one. Like if I had to pick an on-camera role, and I was told this is the first and this is the last role you will ever do, okay, it would be Taskmaster on camera, 100%. Okay, and I would like to not just be involved as a character, but also everything that comes to making the character, costume, storyboards, all of that. Okay, I'd 100% that is what I would be doing. For voiceover, I would probably say so one role I was definitely interested in for a while, even before COVID, was the role of Sakata Asagawa from Rascal Does Not Dream of Bunny Girl Senpai, the anime. And now that they dubbed it with Stephen Fu there, who's doing a great job. So I heard the whole cast and they do awesome. But that was definitely like one of the roles I was super interested in because the story itself was really fun, very engaging, and I've seen the anime like 2 or 3 times, and I'm currently watching the new season, which finally came out after 4 years. But that was definitely a role I was interested in, even using as practice material at the time during COVID. So those are what I would say would be the roles. Y- You know what? There is one role that's currently, I would say, future. It would be um, there's an anime out there. So Voice of Voice, there's an anime out there called I think it's the angel is next door, and spoils me rotten. And the main character of that, because um it's a very great show and things. And I looked, I was like, this is fun. So I like characters that really have settings that are just fun in general, like some of the roles that I currently have under my belt. And yeah, so that I know that was like definitely more than one, but those are the ones that come to mind.
That's all right. Those are all really amazing roles, and I'll have to check out some of those anime series. Anyway, that's going to do it for this episode, guys. Thank you so much, Richie, for coming on and sharing his story. If you guys want to see more amazing interviews with those involved in Get Prep, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe to Get Prep channel, and scan the QR code here to learn more about the game. Thank you guys so much for watching, and we'll see you in the next